Jason Guyman here with PressureWashHelp.com, and today I have gotten a little behind on my questions. And so today I am going to be answering questions of what people have asked me right here in the last 2 months. I'm going back to March. I've answered some questions in between now and then, and some questions I have not answered. So I will be answering questions. If you have a question and you're looking for an answer to your question, you can go over to pressurewashhelp.com/ask, and this is where all these questions are coming from. This may become something that I try to do more regularly, but I've gotten way behind. This week alone, I've gotten several, probably 15, 20 questions this week alone. So I can tell spring is here and people are wanting to try to get busy and get working. And so I'm going to be going down through here and answering the questions. If you have a question that is on here right now, you can ask it and I will try to get to those questions, rather if it's pertaining to this or if it is, I'll just try to, if I might answer one or two of these questions, I might answer a couple of online questions and then get back to here. So that way I can email these people and let them know that I haven't forgotten about them. So this is something that I personally have an issue of trying to keep this up, and so I always tell people that always tell you guys that you need to make sure you're emailing them, you're responding back, you're answering the question, and so this is me giving back to that same thing. So we're going to get started here. Like I say, we'll ask a couple questions here. I'm going to put them up on the screen, and we'll get going there. So what up? Have faith, pressure washing. So the first one comes from Christopher. And Christopher, this one comes from March 2nd, says, I have a project of brick and siding and new to power washing. I have multiple buildings that I'm doing and need help figuring out how many man hours it will take. So this is kind of one of those questions that is a little tricky. What I mean by that being a little tricky is if you're new to pressure washing, what might take me an hour might take you 2 hours. So I try to bill out my guys at $300 an hour is what I try to bill them out at. But I also understand that it don't always happen that way. And so sometimes we have to just try to figure out how long it takes, and we got to go from there. And so with that being said, I just think that, hey Jillian, can we quiet it down just a little bit? Okay. So I mean, one of the things that I have to factor in is I got to look at it. A lot of times I got to see what you're looking at. I got to see how long it would take you or how long I estimate. Some other factors that can factor into this is how big your machine is. You know, you got a 4-gallon, you got a 5-gallon, you got an 8-gallon machine. Are you soft washing? Are you X-jetting? How are you cleaning? How are you doing your stuff? And how proficient are you? Because if you're not very proficient, then, you know, I can tell you 3 hours and it might take you 6. I can tell, you know, DJ always was, I can tell you 1 hour and it would take him 2 for a while. But now that he's got the 10-gallon a minute, it takes him right at an hour, you know. So experience will, you know, add factors into that. And, you know, if you're not very experienced, then, you know, you might not be able to get that $300 an hour because, you know, if it's taking you 4 hours and really should take you an hour, somebody's not going to pay you $1,200 when we really need to be around that $300 mark. So there is a lot of factors and there is a lot of different things that we need to make sure that, you know, we're comparing apples to apples of, you know, it takes me an hour, it takes you 3 hours. Well, you're not going to get $900 out of an hour job. That should take you an hour. So experience does have some factor in there. So yes, I do try to bill out $300 an hour, but you also got to look at, you know, is it really taking you that long or not? So I hope to answer your question, Christopher, and and that kind of thing. What's Jason Chapman? I think President Trump is confused. He must be watching the videos and has heard something about the chemical injector. Checking in from the firehouse. Again, thanks. Uh, Checking in from the firehouse. Again, thanks for the reply. Emails surpassed $3,000 in jobs closed a week for the first time. Maybe I should have been a salesman and not a fireman. Hey, some firemen can be good salesmen because they're good BSers. And most firemen are type A personality. And so, that's a thing that we need to have is that type A personality. All right, so my next question goes down to, let's see here. It goes right here. And this one is going to be talking about Google Ads. Let me write down the time so that way I can at least timestamp it for these guys. So if they don't want to listen to this whole thing, they don't have to. Hey, Jason, I've been following your advice and it has been very helpful. I'm considering doing your $1,099 Google ad package. My question is what should I expect in return to be roughly? Is it something that takes months to optimize and see my return on investment? Also, I noticed that once I clicked on the $1,099 on the very bottom, the description says $50 a day, 5 days a week. That equals $1,000, not the $600 a month. Not sure. Yeah, that was a miscorrection, and I have actually corrected that. But so he's kind of asking about. Jeremy's asking about, what is our return on investment, and really, this is going to depend on. This is really going to depend on what is the competition in your area. If you have a lot of competition in your area, obviously the cost is going to go way up. If we don't have a lot of competition, the cost is going to, I can do $50 a day and get 7-8 clicks. If we have a lot of competition and we're only at $50 a day, then obviously I might only get 3 clicks, 4 clicks. And so, and the way that usually happens, it usually takes about 2 to 3 clicks to get a lead. That is just the kind of conversion it is. And sometimes I can get it a little better. Sometimes it's a little worse. I'm not going to say that I'm this god that every click I'm going to make it into a lead. So these are some things that, is that we just got to look at. We got to look at it and just see kind of how long it's going to take. Now, how long does it take? It usually don't take long. It'll take about, if you sign up with Google Ads, you can go to pressurewashshop.com/Google Ads or Google Leads, and that'll take you where it is. But if it takes you, it takes me about 2 weeks to get you all set up and started, and then that's when your budget starts, and then it will take about a week to 2 weeks for them to really start taking off and really get going. All right, I'm gonna go to the online here. Florida fireman paramedic. Thank you for your service. Here, just got a 5x8 trailer today running a 4 gallon a minute, 4,200 PSI direct drive. Got to figure out how to downstream on stucco. Gonna get your course soon. Keep up all the good works. One thing is, Jason, you got a cool name, right? Is you're probably not going to be able to do downstreaming on stucco. It's not going to be strong enough chemical. You're going to need to do an X-Jet or a soft wash system. An X-Jet will work. You'll be strong enough with X-Jet. You can get strong enough with a downstreamer, but it's very hard to do. So you would be better with an X-Jet, or you would be better with a downstream injector, a soft wash system. So that way we can get it strong enough so that way you will be able to get that and it will it'll clean what you need to clean with. Bill, Jason, Trump is on to something. I thought I was getting the virus, so I drank some Canadian Club whiskey last night. Other than a headache, I feel great today. And it's like I've said, you know, I think I've breathed enough chlorine in that it should kill anything that is in there. Downstream for roof washing, what is the ratio when using a pool shock on 5 gallons? Alex, you are not going to be able to get strong enough with a downstream injector for roof washing. Your best bet is going to be at here's all the parts list that you will need for that at roof pump parts. And this is what you're going to need. I don't think I put the other link up there. This is where you're going to need a 12 volt for that. You're not going to be able to get strong enough with a downstream injector. How are you mixing soap for 12 volt? I do it with, I've done it both ways. I've done it through batch mixing. So my batch mix is my roof mix is the exact same thing I am for my roof mix is the exact same as my house wash mix. It's a 50-50 mix. I downstream house washing and I just 12 volt the roof mix. Now, I didn't. Now, I have used the blend valve or a mix valve, and I've actually for the surfactant did that. Now, I'm going to actually put this on my website here shortly. That this is just a 2 valve. So we're going to have just a simple water valve here, and we got the nice GF valve right here. And the goal is this will have the surfactant coming out of here too. So you will actually mix the surfactant in with your bleach. The only issue with this is you won't be able to use anything like a color, something that has color in it. So if you have color in it, you're not going to be able to use, you'll be able to use the color surfactant. It just isn't going to show you the color. So that is the only thing with this valve here versus the other valve. All right. I got to get moving because I got a lot of questions. I got 41. I got 2 down, 40 more to go if I can make it that long. This one will be a pretty easy question. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Let me see what time I'm at. 12:16. So, Mr. Is looking for Aaron. Aaron Lean and Mean. If you're not trying to contact Aaron's web team, can you help me? P.S. I really like your video, YouTube. Also check local power washing #1 guy only has 9 review. I can definitely get more than that. And I agree 100%. This is Richard. Yes, you can go to him, and that is definitely something you can do. You can check out Aaron. He has a great website or a great YouTube channel too. It is Lean and Mean. Go check him out. If you haven't subscribed to him, definitely go hit him up and subscribe to him. All right, the next question is, let's see what my timestamp is here. It is 13:13. I told you I'm going to move through these suckers. I got 40 of them. I got to get through them. Yambo, Mr. Yambo. All right, so his question is, hi, Jason. Can I use the same buffer tank for a 6 gallon a minute and a 5 gallon a minute soft wash setup simultaneously? And is 65 gallon tank big enough? Same question with the SH, or should, or what would you recommend? So, let's see, 6. So basically you're asking me if we can use the same water tank to run our buffer, our soft wash system and our pressure washer. And the answer is absolutely yes, we can. We can run 2 spigots out. We can either run 2 different bulkheads out of the tank, or what I do is I usually try to come out of that tank a little bit bigger, and then I will split off with a T, one going to the soft wash system, one, actually, I'll take that back. Usually I will take my, I would probably do 1 inch or 3, at least, let's see, I forget what size tank, a 6 gallon a minute pump. So I'd probably do a 1 inch line out of that tank, out of the buffer tank to my pressure washer. And then on my soft wash system, I usually pull out of the top, and that is where I will pull out of the top for those. So you can use the same tank with it. If you're running a lot, sometimes you may run that, because at that point you're pulling 11, 12 gallons a minute, and you may need not be getting that much into there. So the only time I've really had a problem with this is on my setup, and I'm actually teaching. And so I may be having one guy over here pressure washing using the surface cleaner, and this guy over here using that 12 volt, and then I will run that system down pretty quickly. So you just kind of got to be careful of what's your water flow. You might want to take your intake hose, your garden hose, to 3/4 inch versus 5/8 hose, so that way you'll have enough thing. And then, is 65-gallon buffer tank big enough? It is absolutely big enough. It is 100% big enough, Yambo. So you will have no problems with that. And then the SH tank, again, if you're going to go straight SH and you're going to use a blend manifold, that might mess with your roof or your downstream injector if you're going to use it. You'll either have to go strong or figure out your mix at that point. All right, let me come back over here and we will answer some more questions. Alex, from what I understand, you can't downstream a roof. You are absolutely right, Wade. Well, hello, gutter cleaning for you and house washing. Texas. All right. Stucco cleaning, 12-volt, 7-gallon system, fine for that. That's what I was going to set up for roof cleaning. What's an X-Jet? An X-Jet is another way to apply chemical. So an X-Jet or a downstream injector actually hooks usually close to the pump and right around your hose reel, and then your chemical tank stays on your vehicle or whatnot like that. An X-Jet actually hooks into your pressure washing gun, and I don't have one. It's out in my trailer. It hooks onto your pressure washing gun. If you go to pressurewashhelp.com/store, you will see one in there. You'll see where it is, but it will hook onto the end of your gun, and that tube will run down to a bucket of SH mixture that you have, and you will have to carry this around the house to do that. And with that being said, so an X-Jet can pull 4-to-1, 3-to-1, 4-to-1, where a downstream injector is only going to pull about 10-to-1. So now there is some newer X-Jet or downstream injectors that are coming out with like Super Soaker, Super Suds, something. I will be. I'm gonna buy one myself, and I'm gonna test it out to see how it actually works. So that way, I can give you all good information in that. So that is how that works. Thank you for all you do for us. Thank you. What happens when you send someone your Google review link? They do it, but it never gets on my reviews. What do? Jason, you have to wait till the coronavirus gets over because Google has shut down that whole side of business. So nobody is getting those reviews. So it's not just you, it is Google. So hopefully the coronavirus will go bye-bye, and that way that will go. Jason, I put out my signs, those ugly ones, and got 2 calls last week. By the way, I ordered some newer, nicer yard signs. Awesome. Jimmy Miller has started pressure washing, and he bought my rig. And I will have some he will be on a couple videos coming up. Actually, I think the video is coming out tomorrow about pressure washing rig and training. So Jimmy will be doing awesome. All right, well, let's get back over here to some more questions because I love answering questions. Not at all. All right, what time is it on my timestamp? 1925. Longtime fan. Let's see, where is it at? Longtime fan. First time conversing. I would love to pay you a consulting fee to help me grow my business and get off the ground. I live in northern Indianapolis suburbs and hope you don't already have a client here. Anyways, I'd love to hear back from you soon. Well, soon is 2 months later, so don't do as I do as I say. Um, make sure you're getting back with people. So this is Kyle. Hey, Kyle. So um, I'm working on something. I'm trying to figure out what I can do for you, and that kind of thing. Um, I'm working on something right now. I got to work on a landing page, and so I'm working on something because I've had a couple people asking about consulting fees and that kind of thing, and I will do something. I get a lot of people that want to talk to me, and I don't answer my phone. I don't give out my phone number because a lot of times I a hey Jason, I got a quick question will end up being 30 to 60 minutes. So, if I did that every time, I would really not get anything done. This is my Ask Jason is something that I do so that I can. This is something that I give back to a lot of people of asking the questions. So, and I answer them. I probably need to get. I'm going to try to get back to getting these done where I get back within you within a week. So this is even if it happens like this here and I come on live, I will keep up my questions and doing that kind of stuff. So it is just what it is. All right. Let me see what the next question is. Oh, ooh. I'm not going to answer that one right now. Where's that question? Okay. All right, this is a great question that I get asked a lot, and I really don't know the answer to it. I do know the answer to it, but I'm gonna give it my best try here, because there's this question here is kind of a question that is this question here is a question that I get asked a lot, and I don't have a recommendation. I'll tell you what I do know, and I do know about it, but I don't have anybody that I'm going to give you just because I like them or not, that kind of thing. Jason, I'm subscribed member, and was wondering if you can answer a quick question to keep me from going through one of the Sunday Night Live. Someone brought up an insurance question, and I remember you said that so and so company is great until you have a claim. Oh, which company was that? I have a quote from Joseph Walters, and the next was going to check his got two. I know I'd heard it in the past month watching either Sunday night or Wednesday night live. Thanks, Chris. So, Chris, the person I've heard good and bad reviews from the person that I know which live you were talking about. Joseph Walters is the one I was talking about. I've heard, I know of at least 2 or 3 contractors that got their claims denied. So those are the ones that I do know. I've heard good and bad about them. It isn't like this is the only company. I mean, I could probably tell you that about any insurance company. I do know Joseph Walters has it's something crazy number of contractors they have. So the 2 or 3 people that I know that got denied on it is something that I do know of. The other thing about Joseph Walter is they have a lot of limitations. You're not allowed to be over 3 stories. In that kind of thing. Certain states, I couldn't get insurance through them because I did Christmas lights, and that kind of thing. So, but I do know personally 2 people that got their claims denied through them. So, insurance is one of those things that is tough. It is. I mean, I would love to find an agent that I could work through and help everybody. I have not found that agent yet. I worked with one guy, but it didn't work out. So that is what it is. All right. We're going to move to the next question from Brandon Gibbs. Hey, Jason, do you have experience using Red Raider? I'm considering using it in my house wash mix for tiger striping on gutters? Is it possible? If so, what would your suggestion rate is? So a lot of people ask this question right here. Can I put a degreaser, because that's what Raid Raider is, or it is a it is a base. It's like a 13 or 14 on the pH scale, so it's a base. Can I use the degreaser on house wash mix? And I know he had said it on house wash on the up on the gutters. I have not found anything that I can just spray up there and knock out the gutter streaks. But what I have known, what I've done, and I've actually seen, if you use a good house wash mix, you will get most gutters about 85 to 90% of them. They will come clean. You won't even need to scrub them. You won't need to do anything else. So if you do, then that's where you got to use it in a stronger mix. So, even Red Raider, you're going to go pretty strong. You're not going to be able to downstream that stuff up there and think it happens. And a lot of people ask, can I use a degree? They ask, can I use a degreaser to clean houses? And a degreaser is not going to do, if for mold and mildew and that kind of stuff, a degreaser is not going to do what you need it to do. There's no grease on a house. We don't have grease sitting on a house. We don't have any type of petroleum or anything like that that's going to be on the house that we got to clean. Unless we're talking around the grill or something like that we might need to use a degreaser. So I don't want to ever say you're never going to need a degreaser. But that is very rarely that's going to be the case. So, house wash, use a good surfactant and go with it. You cannot use a degreaser or a surfact or that Red Raider and make it happen. It just doesn't work out very good. All right, I have a 5.5 pressure washer with an X-Jet. What orifice should I use to clean stucco and ratio mix from my mix? So I would probably use no orifice, and I would probably go pretty much straight. You could probably water it down a little bit, but again, you're going to want to, that's going to get you about a 3 or 4%, and I probably wouldn't, I want to get it clean the first time and be done. And so I would just make sure you're watering all your plants and your plant life. Make sure you're doing a good job of that, or you will kill stuff at that ratio. Is it difficult to work out of an enclosed trailer to avoid gear theft in Houston? It's not that hard, John. In fact, it's a good, in an enclosed trailer, you can put a lot of signage on it, so it's actually a good thing. It's not a bad thing. I'm pressure washing using a 5-gallon a minute pressure washer. What with a 5.5-gallon roof pump? Can I use both at the same time with the 65-gallon? Yeah, you can, as long as you get the water coming into it. In a utility or pickup in Houston, gear will get stolen. Is it hard to work in an enclosed trailer? Your thought? Yeah, I answered that. It's not hard. Lawn and hammer. I just bought my X-Jet for house washing. What do I do with all the little plastic proportioners? I have a 4-gallon a minute washer. I plan on using 50-50 mix in the X-Jet pail. Well, I'll tell you what most people do with them is they go bye-bye. They throw them away. That's just what they do. I guess I can use a different ratio mix. Which plastic thing would I use? And basically, you're just going to change it up on how you do your bucket. You're going to, instead of being 50-50, you might actually be, 30-70. Dang on, that was loud. 30-70. So there. That's kind of where you're going to be at. All right. So we got to go back over here to questions. Travis Rogers. Travis Rogers writes, hey Jason, watch all your stuff. I've tried so many places, Amazon CA, now your site, also everywhere up here in Canada. I get this question asked a lot too. Can't ship to Canada. I'm going to start running a 4-gallon, 4 GPM to do soft wash for houses. Is there any way you could build that J-Rod and send it to me? I do up to 3-story houses, 2-story. Anyway, let me know either way. Or if you can find a source to get a J-Rod into Canada, I'm having some issues with Apple Wash and roof's not. So this is at 3010. So Travis, this is a question I've been getting asked a lot. Do I ship international? And I don't. I mean, I have shipped a couple things. I have shipped a proportioner to Canada. It was pretty expensive. It was like $70 just for shipping to get it up there. So I don't do a lot of the shipping because it is something that I'm not a store. You know, I sell my stuff through Amazon, and Amazon just screwed us. So they just cut all our commission down a bunch. So I'm trying to find a, a person that sells and send a lot of my business that way, but I haven't found nobody. And I don't know who's going to ship to Canada. So that is something that I do not know of. All right, we're on to the next question. We're at 3111. Hello, Jason. Where's this one at? Right there. Scroll up. Hello, Jason. Hope as well. I'm reaching out to see if you have a day in mind to talk about offering websites to the soft wash community. Oh, this is somebody. Okay, feel free. All right. So we're going to move on to the next question. All right, which is from Derek. Hello, Jason. My name is Derek. I am based in Concord, Charlotte area of North Carolina. When using sodium SH, what is the mixture needed, or can it be applied directly to a surface along with a surfactant? What? So basically what you need to do is you need to go to pressurewashhelp.com slash training and learn how to pressure wash. So this this is one of those. This is something that is 31:30. This is something that you really do need to learn. There's several different ways to pressure wash. One way to pressure wash is through downstreaming. Another way to pressure wash is through X-jetting. And then the last way to X-jet is through a dedicated pump or a gas pump. It is just different ratios of what you need, depending on how you are cleaning. So, you know, these are some things that, you know, it depends on what you're cleaning. You know, if you're cleaning a lot of vinyl, if you're in the vinyl world siding and you're not in the in the stucco world, you know, if you're down south and you got a lot of stucco, then you're probably going to need to do an X-jet and you're going to go stronger. If you're in the vinyl siding world, you're going to need a 0.75 to 1.5% cleaning and you'll be just fine. So it just depends on what world you are in and all that kind of stuff. All right, let's see. I'm gonna go take some more questions over here. I lost my spot. I just bought my X-Jet for house washing. What do you, oh, I answered that one. I guess I can use a different ratio mix. I am watching your videos to help get my utility trailer set up. I have a 275 gallon IBC tote. What is your opinion on using U-bolts, or what is the best way to do it? That's the way I always did it, was either U-bolts or I would take a U-bolts actually worked the best for me, or I would just take 2 I-bolts down through and take a ratchet strap over top. Or I wouldn't take it over top. I'd usually hook it into the cage and come straight down into it, and that works pretty good too. You can do 4 of them. But if you do 4 U-bolts, 1 on each side, it's not going to go nowhere at that point. It will hold it, and you will be fine. It won't do nothing. Okay, I guess I can go that route. Laker Champ put, hey, so would it be okay to use paint thinner to remove paint from concrete porch and then pressure wash it? I tried using just a washer and it was taking longer than I had anticipated. Um, mm, Paint thinner should get it. Might get it. I'm not gonna say yes or no. Um, you might need some type of chemical other than paint thinner, and depending on what you're moving, what type of paint you're removing. Are you removing oil base? Are you removing water base? And that kind of thing. I want to see your new trailer build with 8-gallon Predator. When are you going to release those videos? They bunch up. I haven't actually did the 8-gallon video one, but all the other bunch of the other videos are released in the my membership area, pressurewashhelp.com/training. They're all in there. I do have a few more that I got to do, but I do have them in there. They're all in the queue to come out whenever they come out. So it'll just depend on when they come out. Or any other chemicals that might help. So like soy gel is one chemical that could do it. Taganator might be able to help you get it up too if it's on concrete. If you use Taganator, would be another good one. World's Best Graffiti Remover, it would be another one that you could use to help remove paint. Where can I buy a complete stainless steel ball valve for pressure washer 5,000 psi? I don't know. At the pressure washing store. How much are you selling that for? I'm assuming you're saying this valve here. I'm assuming. I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. So, all right. We'll go one more here. Oh, look at here. Look at this peckerhead. Arkansas soft wash kid. You need a haircut. You not lying there. So I agree 100% on that. All right, so we're going to go back over here to some more questions because I still got sheets of questions here. And the next one is from Jolene. And this is from a homeowner, 37. I get questions from everybody. I don't discriminate against nobody. You can ask me a question. You might get an answer. You'll probably get an answer. Is it the right answer? I hope so. It's the right answer in my thought anyway. So I've been doing this long enough that I got quite a few answers. So we just bought a Craftsman 3000 2.5 gallon pressure washer. We can't get the connections off after using about 3 different times. We saw a video for the spray gun to disconnect, and we'll try that method, but we also cannot get the hose disconnected. My son said he's liberally greased the connections. What can we do? And this is anytime we do anything with this, this is something that we deal with. And this doesn't matter if it's a store-bought or pressure grade. Some things that we can try to do to get them released. First thing is we want to make sure the water is bled off. We want to make sure we pulled the trigger and make sure there's no pressure on it. The next thing we're going to try to do is a lot of times I'll take maybe a pair of, if it's got the type that has the plug and quick connect, I'm going to take some pliers and I'm going to try to turn that. If I can get that to turn, a lot of time that's going to rotate those balls, and that will allow us to try to get that off there. But what happened is those balls indent into the plug, and then if it indents too far, the plug won't come out. We can maybe try to turn it enough that it will wear its way out, but it will be tough sometimes. So sometimes we just got to deal with what we got, and we got to go with it, and it is what it is. Sometimes I've thrown hoses away because I couldn't get them off. Now I've also taken those two, that plug and then that plug, those two off, and then just get rid of that whole section there, that little section of that, and go from there. The next question comes from ooh, I, um, 39, 45. Tavares, Tavis. I don't know. How could I start pricing gas station to gain the interest in pressure washing their concrete? Obviously, you're going to need to go talk to whoever's in charge, and you're going to need to go talk to them and start asking them who's in charge of maintenance and that kind of thing. The thing with gas station is these are some things that the hourly charge rate isn't probably going to be the same as um, a one-time clean, because when we do the maintenance, obviously it's not going to take us as long. So I used to do a Chick-fil-A, and I was a little cheap because I thought I could do it quicker than what I was. I was at $400 to do Chick-fil-A every other Sunday. But that was actually a little bit cheap and a little because I thought I could do it in an hour, and it ended up taking me about 2 hours each time. So I was losing my tail on that one. But I wasn't losing my tail because you also got to look at what is the lifetime value of that customer. If I'm getting $10,000 a year out of one customer, then obviously that will help me. That's a customer that I'm getting $20,000 out a year versus a $2,000 clean one time. So if I can spread that out, then that's what I'm going to get. But that's who you're going to have to talk to and see. A lot of times you might be able to get in with a manager to help you, but if it's a chain store, usually they're going to be having that brought in and all that kind of stuff. So you're going to have to figure out who the gatekeeper is and what you need to go there. John, do you know about Carbright? Nope, I don't. Um, I also decided to use your advice to do packages this year, and it is working great. Imagine that. Did 12 houses this week and making more money. Packages is where it's at, dude. If you guys are not doing packages, we got 40 people in here. If you're not doing packages, you're just letting money go right out the door. You will upsell more by doing packages, and some people will buy a package just because you're offering that package, and they just will. So if you're not doing packages, make sure you get to doing packages. It will help you out. Do you seal a driveway with bleach, and should it be washed off? Well, bleach isn't going to seal a driveway, but I will put bleach on it just to sit and do it, and I will let it sit there after the fact. But bleach is not going to seal a driveway. When you first started, how did you handle being turned down on jobs because of price? Do you drop your price to gain the business? Starting off, I feel I cannot afford to lose one single customer. And this is tough. This is tough, Gregory. But in the end, you can't lower prices. You just got to remember you're going to win some and you're going to lose some. You can't win them all. If you're winning them all, that means you're going in cheap, and that means you are not going to last you're not going to last the coronavirus, or something big coming up, or your machine breaks down, or you're not going to be able to afford marketing because you're cheap and you're trying to be. You think that basically if I be $99 guy, nobody's going to turn me down, and I'm going to get every job. But in the end, you don't have no money to do marketing. You have no money to do when you break down. You don't have no money to keep growing. So this is why you got to be in that. Even if you can try to be in that $200 an hour, it gives you time for marketing. And here at the end of the day, if I can do, if I get three jobs at $300, or I can do 9 jobs at $99, or what, you see where I'm going with this at? If we can get our tickets up higher, we can do less jobs and make more money. And that's the whole goal of it. It isn't about getting every job and doing it. It's about getting marketing out there so we can get more leads, so that way we can close higher ticket jobs and get the customers that we want. That's what it's all about. At the end of the day, we don't want every customer, because every customer is going to be a pain in the buttocks. And we don't want those customers. We want to try to weed out those customers if we can. So fire, water. Super chat. Thanks for the super chat, dude. Do you seal a driveway with bleach and wash off? I answered that question up above. What do you feel about the DeWalt 4 gallon a minute pressure washer? I think it's a POS, and you can get stuff better out there than what that is, and that will last a lot longer than what that will last. All right, so we got to get back on the questions because I'm not getting through these as fast as I want to get. All right. Jason, let's see, Mower Dog put 4527. Mower Dog put, Jason, let me thank you for all your wonderful information videos. I've learned a ton, and you and I will reflect from my YouTube channel. I'm building all my equipment to start house, roof, and surface cleaning. Here's my question that I actually posted on your where to buy SH video, but I saw this link, so here's the question. Is there a huge need to use a 12-volt system if you shoot a hot enough mix through a downstream injector? It looks like the Super Sud injector 4-speed will feed the pump to do the trick. Any thoughts? It will do good all the way up to roof cleaning. You're not going to be able to roof clean with that. And even if you can roof clean, because I mean, I say you can't roof clean with X jetting. You can. You get a lot of runoff. You will get a boatload of runoff. You will have runoff for days. So you're actually going to waste more money by trying to be cheap and not get a soft wash system or and build a soft wash system. So I would really highly recommend, if you're going to do roofs, you're going to need a soft wash system of some type or something. So get you a soft wash system. You'll thank me later. The next question here is 47 minutes. I got 8 pages. I'm only off page 2, so I'm going to have to shut up and get moving. It is from Andrew. Andrew writes, hey, Jason, thank you for answering my question earlier. I have a couple more. I'm building a Predator 8-gallon a minute general machine. Did you fabricate your frame and belt guard, or did you buy them? If you bought them, can you share where? Also, why can't I build a soap and SH proportioner in my downstream injector? Does it pull enough to make it work? Your thoughts are greatly appreciated. Thank you. Actually, I just seen, so go back to the Predator 8-gallon a minute. I bought that from Russ Johnson down at Southside Equipment, and yes, he does have everything that you need. The kit comes with all the bolts, everything you need for that build. And all the holes are drilled, and the guards, the belts, the pulleys, the whole 9 yards. So yes, you can buy that down there, and it does work good. And I did see somebody just use, they hooked their downstream injector into their proportioner, and they pulled and he said it did work. So I have never tried it. I may try it just to see, because why not, right? Try it out. All right. Hey, I'm 2 sheets down, 6 more to go. Mower Dog, right again. I'm gonna back out. Let's see, because I need to see but that's gonna show emails. Beep. All right. So Mower Dog, Kenny, thank you for answering my question. Oh, that's that question. That was a double question, wasn't it? Shoot. I didn't write that down. Mower Dog. I'm going to go 48 seconds, 48 minutes. All right. Tim writes, hey, Jason, thanks for taking the time to read this. What services do you offer in basic packages, basic, deluxe, premium? Could you provide an estimate sheet? I would pay you for it. There will be an estimate sheet in the Pressure Wash Help pressurewashhelp.com/training. Pressurewashhelp.com/training. And then the other thing is what services do I offer in there? I haven't made that video yet, but I'm working on it. But I'll give you just kind of an overview. So in my basic package would obviously just be a house wash. In my middle package, I can either do upsell window cleaning, exterior window cleaning. I could upsell house wax. I could upsell warm water. I can upsell concrete cleaning. I can upsell deck cleaning. Anything you want to put in there, guys. You don't have to be rocket science. Just put something in there and put a price on it. And then my master page, obviously it's going to be, all three. So usually what I always did was house washing was my first package, exterior window cleaning was my second package, and driveway cleaning, sidewalk cleaning was my third package. For roof cleaning, I would I would do something along the lines of roof cleaning, obviously. I would do roof cleaning, house washing, and then window cleaning. Them are your three packages. So don't make it harder than what it is. Just go out there and get it done. Bleach won't seal a driveway. Acrylic and latex base is what I use. It's pricey, yep. And it depends on if you're using a deep penetrating sealer or like the glossy sealer. How do you price driveways when the customer calls and you obviously can't see it? Do you ask for photos? I'm going to look it up on Google. I'm going to go to Google. I'm going to get on there and I'm going to measure it out. You can do it through Google Earth. You can actually measure out the square footage of the driveway. And I go for $300 an hour. We can clean 1,500 square feet in an hour. So divide it by that and times it by it and go at it. Denise. Hello, Jason. I know you have videos on buffer tanks. I have an 8.5 gallon pump. What size tank will I need to keep that going? With the homeowner's water supply. Thank you. So I would at least use a 65 gallon tank. You can use 100. I have 5, 6 rigs out there, 7 rigs with a 65 gallon buffer tank. And that is all I use on it. And Google Earth. What up, Jason? What is a great cheap soft wash machine? It is, if you go over here to, where is that at, Jason? Did I put that in there? I don't think I did. If you go over to right here, if you go over to right here, pressurewashhelp.com/roof parts. That'll be all the individual parts, and you can put it together, and you can be as cheap as you want to be, and that kind of thing. Hey Jason, accountant told me that covered under itemized deduction sanitation home should be tax deductible. I would not push that any further than I could. You might, but most people that are going to be trying to do that isn't going to probably be able to do the deduction anyway, because they have, where Trump did that so much anyway. It's not probably, you can try to sell it as something, but it is what it is. All right, I gotta get back to my other sheet here, and we are going to talk to Mr. Tim Long, 5347. And his question is, hey Jason, thanks for taking the time to read this. Nope, that ain't it. Why is that question there? Oh, here it is. I see what that question is. 5347 up here is from Tony. And Tony asks, says, can a downstream injector be installed on a wand? I don't think so. I guess you could, but it's not going to pull anymore. It's not going to pull any more than with you're not going to get more draw just because you're pulling it from there. So it's not going to help you no better in the end. So it is going to be what it is. All right. And then the next question is where I was before, 5443. 5445 is from Tony. Hey, Jason, quick question about AdWords. With the maintenance cost, does that include finding the best zip codes to run ads in my area, or is that something that I would provide? You're going to have to provide that for me. And I kind of go by the city or county. I can get down into the zip codes, but most of the time, what I do with my AdWords, I can click a button where it won't pull a lot of if you're in the lower 50%, and that'll knock out a lot of the price kickers and that kind of thing. And then the next question right here is from Joseph. And Joseph asked, I have a 2.1 injector at 5 gallon a minute for a 5 gallon mix. Using 12.5 bleach, would 2 gallons of bleach and 3 gallons of water work? Or would it be best, or what would be best? I usually go, if I'm only using a little mixture of 5 gallons, I usually like to go the 3 gallons of bleach to 2 gallons of water, and just be a little bit strong, and then that way, it just is what it is. I'd rather be strong on that than be weak. All right, the next question, and it is at 56. And see, I was only supposed to be on here an hour, and I'm not even halfway through all my questions. But I've been answering everybody else's questions too. So, hey, Jason. This question may not be pressure washer one, but I can't find an answer and thought maybe you could help. I'm setting up a watering system to put on the back of my RTV. I need a 12-volt pump. Or either 1/2 inch or 3/4. Does it matter what size I use? The 1/2 inch one seems to be higher quality, but I'm worried it don't get enough water. What flow rate similar? Thanks. I like to get up with the 1/2 inch or the 3/4 inch line, and even if I got to go 3/4 to 1/2 inch MPT, so 3/4 inch barb, 3 to 1/2 inch MPT. And if you go over to pressurewashhelp.com/fittings, you'll find that fitting right there that will actually go from 1/2 inch barb to 3/4 inch barb down to 1/2 inch MPT. So you can do it that way right there, and that will work for you. All right, let me go back over here to main screen so I keep everybody over here happy. $5 from Gregory Townsend per character doing a classic mic drop. Thank you. Hello, one question. How big, small can the hose for water supply be to the pressure washer? It's a 5 gallon a minute. You can do a 5/8. I would probably recommend doing a 3/4 inch hose. Would be better. If you go to pressurewashhelp.com/ let me see what it is, and there you'll find that 3/4 inch hose. I thought I put it up there. All right here. Garden hose to tank. You'll find a 3/4 inch hose there, and that I would probably go 3/4 Flexzilla. It's light, it's easy, that kind of thing. Do I sell per square foot for house washing? Usually it's kind of a set price, and we kind of go up from there. We kind of hit the 500 to 1,000 square foot house of this is our minimum $300, and then we go up from there. 1,300 square foot concrete clean and seal. 1,022 sound about right. That sounds a little cheap. We usually charge $1. Well, it depends on what kind of sealer you're doing. Are you doing the sealer are you doing the penetrating sealer, or are you doing the high gloss sealer? If you're doing the high gloss sealer, you're cheap. We're about $1.50 to clean and seal. Maybe even $1.75, and then the other one's about $1.45, $1.25 to $1.50. So you're a little bit cheap there, Barry. I mean, that's our area. So, hey, Jason, what's the best surface cleaner? Keep having issues. Jimmy, I like the Whisper Wasp, um, but the classic. But you're gonna pay out. It's a pretty expensive one. But I've had good luck with out of the other ones too. I've had good luck out of both cheap ones and the more expensive ones. All right, 50, 60 minutes. Joshua asked, I was wondering about mixing up surfactant when using a mixing valve with 12 volt. Do I just pour my surfactant into a holding tank or dilute it down? I have Dragon Grip Apple Wash with marker dye in it. Also, how much do you charge for a short one-on-one session? Everybody wants to talk to Jason. Um, so I would, yes, most of the time. I know with like Southern Draw and some of the other ones, and I even knows. I know with Southern Draw, and I even think some of them will put one. DJ will just put a couple ounces in per the gallon, so he will go even less. I know Cody just did a video the other day saying put 1 gallon in for 16 gallons of water. I know DJ went a lot less than that. So it just depends on how strong and how much you really want to hit it. I am looking at doing something for one-on-one calls and stuff. They will either be FaceTime or it will be either FaceTime or it will be a Zoom call. So that way I can get some one-on-one interaction. I can see if I'm like way over your head or if you are grasping what I'm telling you. Sometimes I got to watch myself because I get way over people's head and they get lost. All right, I got to move my head. Have you ever had any issues involving sanitizing anything placed for the coronavirus? I'm in Orlando, and they have soft wash company sanitizing playground equipment, shop carts. Look new, easy money, and helping people thoughts. So my thought on that is I think it is another way to get revenue. I really do. I think that it is not the only way to get revenue. I think that it is the new fad. I don't think it's going away anytime soon. It's taking time for this coronavirus. I think there's going to be changes out there. I mean, I'm going to give you, for instance, I think there might, like a TSA, the airports, when the security thing got breached, TSA started. I think there might be something along those lines coming out. So I think that the sanitizing world is not dead by all means. I think that, in fact, if you could get into the sanitizing business and you get you some of them high dollar machines, not just what they're using, I think that there's definitely money involved in it. There's been money involved in it for a long time, but I think with this new virus and all the crap going around, I think there's going to be a lot more money involved in it. I really do think that that people will be worried about it more and more. And so I think there is way more money in it right now than there ever was. All right, I'm going to finish off these couple questions down here so that way I can go to the next sheet. 103.29. And this question comes from Jordan. He puts, I have a question on beginner setup. Where would you recommend this Cox reels, motorized? Do you still recommend this? Cheers and thanks for your education. I do. I don't know what I don't know if I can look that up real quick. Those are the ones with the electric reels. If you want electric reels, those are fine. You can go to Titan. You can go any of them. You're going to be paying out the Titan reels. All of them are pretty expensive. So if you're going with electric reels, them are some things you just got to deal with is the expense of it. And then the last question on this page, so I can go to the next one, is at 104. And then I'll take some more questions on from online. Can I use any 7, 8 gallon GPM on a 712 volt? I was looking them up and found two different ones, and one saying it was for a 12 volt. You should be able to. Um, it is something that I think that you can use, because we're talking about the flow is the biggest thing is what we're talking about is how much that sucker can flow. So that is what it's talking about. All right, we're going to go to the next question over here, but I'm going to come back up here, and that way I can see if this is going to go. I can answer the questions over here. Yeah, there we go. How long? And Alexander. Don't give me a problem. How long short can the hose for the water supply be? I use 150 feet of it. I use two 75-foot sections of the 3/4 inch Flexzilla hose. That's going to depend on how long, around the greater Cincinnati area, 150 feet around the Lexington area, 150 feet will do you just fine. If you got a lot of long driveways or stuff, you might need to go longer on that. Jimmy, with my general surface cleaner pump, 45 people watching you means 40 people are not washing because it's raining here in Cincinnati. And they probably are bored and who knows what, but hello. Any suggestions on SH supplier near Cincinnati? Miami products won't deliver unless 150 gallon. Hot tea charges lots of money. There is a place up on the north side of Cincinnati. If you look up Liberty Power Washing, not make sure it's Liberty Power Washing down here in Walton, Kentucky. He's on a lot of my lives and stuff. That's DJ, and he will be able to tell you who it is. But it's up there in Sharonville. It's up there somewhere off Sharonville or somewhere up in that area. And it's about $2 a gallon. So it's about as cheap as you're going to get it anywhere. Can you bring me something to drink? I'm in South Wash, Michigan. So many dirty houses here. I feel like I do all the work to get clients. I just feel like people don't care or are too cheap to get pressure washing work, not at $300 an hour. And again, depending on, unless you're just in a poor neighborhood or you're in a neighborhood that is not, very well off, I would agree on that. I don't agree on that if you're in a big city or a decent city. Yes, I think there may be. I've heard Florida, you can't make no money. Can't make no money in Florida. Well, I know Bobby Walker's making money down there. I know Ray's making money down there. So don't tell me you can't make money in there. I think that you gotta sell yourself. You just can't be like, well, this is it. Oh, if you don't want to pay that, that's okay. Well, you just threw yourself under the bus, and now you're not going to make money. So, them are some things that you just got to look at. How long after spraying a roof is it okay to rain? As long as it dries. If it dries, I'm good with that. Um, I'm good with after it dries. Considering Mosematic. Are you talking about for surface cleaner? Jason, your volume seems low today. Well, that's because my mic is way back here and I got a keyboard and everything. I'll move me closer so I can get to my volume better. And I think I'm getting a little tired because I've been talking for an hour and 8 minutes. Thank you, American Scott. Jason, you're amazing. I try to be. My wife just laughed at me. She loves when all these people tell me how good I am and all that. And she's like, you just like that, don't you? How many other people are willing to help others like Jason? Not many. All right, we got to get back to questions because we're not even halfway done yet. I don't know if I'm going to make it the full hour. But we're working on it. All right. Uh-oh, somebody gonna get emails. Boop. Let me zoom in here a little bit. What happened? Scroll down here. All right. So this one here, I'm at 109, 57, 110. Mr. Hector put, hello, Jason. How much the cost of a diaphragm for pump roof setup and plumbing to the tanks with proportioner tanks? Thanks on advance. How much the cost for a diaphragm pump, roof setup, and plumbing to the tanks with proportioner tanks? You're probably looking about $3,000, $3,000 or $4,000 for that. 110, 11. And then the next question is from Steve. And Steve asks, how often do you upload new content? If I subscribe, and if you love me, show me how you put the unloader on the pump with that Predator build. Russ sent me a K7 unloader with a mounting block, and there's nowhere it fits. Okay, so I did not put the K7 on my pressure washer on that Predator valve. And so I went with the cheaper unloader valve because I believe the K7 is the nicer valve. If it's not, then it's pretty simple and it's pretty easy to do. And I do have videos of that in the pressurewashhelp.com/training. Right now, I'm uploading a ton of content. I've uploaded probably about 3 or 4 hours worth of content within the last 3 or 4 days. And I'm getting ready to upload about 3 or 4 more hours. I actually did I did a house wash. And in that house wash, I did it to break it down step by step of how to do it. And I've actually got a couple more that I'm going to be doing the same thing again. So, this is something that I'm working on to get more information in it. My goal is to have a lot of information in here by May 1st. And then May 15th, I'm going to be raising my pricing. It's going to be going up. It won't be, everybody that's already in will still be at $49, but it will probably be going up to $99 a month. And there's going to be some different tiers and all that kind of thing. But in there, I'm going to have checklists and check sheets. On these check sheets, you're going to be, one of the check sheets is, when you first get to the job is a check sheet. Make sure that everything's closed. Make sure you did your before pictures, and that way you can go down. Or if you have employees, they can make sure that they check mark it. So then at the end of the job, then they know that. And then at the end of the job, it's another check sheet to get signed off by the customer to make sure that they are satisfied and happy. If they're not home, then obviously you can't get that signed off, and they will have to do that. But it talks, and then I go through, and I've added a bunch of these videos. I'm actually working on it. I worked on it all day Thursday of editing, and the editing was harder than doing the shooting the video. So that is what it is. Next question is from Robert, and it is 11337. And his question is, may I ask for a default recipe for house washing? And I have the recipe for roof. So what is my house washing? What do I use for house washing? And what I use for house washing is at pressurewashhelp.com/training. Or you can just take, I use a 50-50 mix of of SH and water, and then I downstream that, and then I use a half an ounce per gallon of water or of mix. So if I have 10 gallons of mix, then I'm going to use 5 ounces of soap. So that is how I do that. All right, I'm going to go back over here because I'm going to answer some more questions from the online people since I've lost a few, but that's all right. I live in North Florida and I've been doing well, even in a small town. Awesome, Julia. Um, Watching today, had my 500 before noon. Awesome. What battery do I need for a 12 volt? Does it have to be a marine battery? Does it have to be sealed battery? Do it being used around SH? It don't have to be an SH. It don't have to be a sealed battery. I would highly recommend a marine battery. And the reason why I would highly recommend that is because the way it works. Right? So a car battery is designed to stay fully charged or drop down a little bit and charge it right back up. And what happens with a car battery, if we just use a regular car battery, if we drop them voltage down into that 9 and 10 volt range, that battery won't charge ever again up to where that 12.6 battery. So if this is 12.6 volts, it'll only come up here. And if we keep doing that, eventually this battery will go dead and you won't charge no more. A deep or a marine battery is designed to, so 12.6 is the battery, how much is in the battery, and it's designed to fully discharge and then allow it to come back and charge back up. And we can fully discharge it, and it won't hurt that battery. It will over time, but a lot longer than what that car battery, because the car battery is not designed to do that. Where a boat is, it's designed to, with the trolling motor, it's going to go out and use that all electric, and it's never going to get charged until we come back home and plug it in and charge it back up. And so that is why we want to use a marine battery versus a car battery. And you can, Menards around here sells the marine batteries. You can get them anywhere from about $79 to $100, and if you want to get a better one, you'll be about $120, $130 for the bigger battery, the 27 class. But that is how that works and everything like that. There's a plenty of work in Florida. Just have to get out there and present what you are doing and answer your phone. I went over that the other day, didn't I? Answer your phone gets you a lot of work. When interacting online, should you always use your business accounts for SEO? Like now, interacting on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Thanks a lot, Jason. You're helping a lot. Honestly, I think you should do both. I think that you should honestly do both, because all those that you just talked about, not so much YouTube and even Instagram, but a lot of those, if they know you're a business, what do all of those want? They want this, right? Because they know they want you to buy ads. Where if I do it on my personal account, then it's not that I'm doing that at that point. At my personal account, they don't think I'm going to buy ads. If I'm doing it from my business account, they know I got money and they want me to spend money on ads, so they're not going to show my stuff as much. So that is why we kind of want to do it on both. If we were in at the $49, will it stay the same? Asking for a friend. Yes, it will. Awesome content. All right. Sounds good to me, marine battery. It is. Yep, it is. That is right. Good afternoon, Mr. John. So we're going to go back over here to more questions because I had 8 sheets and I'm halfway through it. I'm 4 down. So I'm not too far down. This is a big, long question. And so this was from April 18th. So this way I will get it done. And this question is, hi, Jason. And this is from Jason Hendricks. Hi, Jason. I am and have been considered starting a pressure washing, soft washing company for the last years. I did some pressure washing years back when I was a landscaping company, but it is very limited and crude to say the least. I've since then sold the company and relocated back in Tampa and here in Florida. I work with a shoestring budget of $2,000 to get my equipment, but I'm not exactly sure if I'm buying what is going to get me up and going properly. I'm not super concerned with marketing to get my first few jobs, as my aunt lives in a 55 community, and my plan is to spend a few hours washing her house and concrete to draw in a few other jobs. The people in her community literally flock to everyone working on homes, and their community is about 17 to 2,000 homes, mostly vinyl siding. What would you suggest for a startup line of equipment? If I need it, I can send you a screenshot of what's selected so far. Thank you, Jason. So, since you're in Florida and you're talking about mostly vinyl siding, you could do some downstreaming or X-jetting. So if you come over here to pressurewashhelp.com/startup kit, I have put some different pumps in there and different things, and you could actually get the X-jet too. And with the X-jet, even if you get houses with stucco, you'll be able to clean those houses with stucco with it also. If you're planning on doing roof cleaning, then obviously you may want to go with a system a little bit different than that, with a soft wash system, so that way you can do that. And you can find all those parts at pressurewashhelp.com/roof parts, and that is where all those listed are. I have put both the cheap pumps on there and the expensive pumps, so if you want to go with a cheap pump, you can go with the cheap pump, the Northern pump, or you can go with the good pump. Don't matter to me. And I just did that question and didn't write the timestamp. That's not good. I'm going to put 115. All right. What Taylor writes, why not leave water control off and go with the check valve on the proportional setup, since you're going 5 or 100% on the water anyway? Well, I would definitely, that's kind of what this system is right here that I just built, and I've shown it a few times, is this right here. I've actually left out the surfactant, and I actually put a cheap valve here, and then I've left my good valve here. And so the purpose of that is that I can make this valve a lot cheaper and sell it for a lot cheaper. I would still use a check valve here for my water, because the last thing we want to do is especially if we are running a pressure washer off the same water tank, the last thing we want this to do is water to run out of here, run back into our water tank, and fill our water tank up with SH, because if we do that, it will burn your pump up. So we don't want to run SH through the pump. It won't burn your pump up. It will corrode it out and it won't work. So we want to make sure that we don't do that. Otherwise, we can have issues with it. The next question is from Taylor, and Taylor asked, what product do you recommend for removing red clay stains from concrete on a new construction site? And if we're talking new construction site on concrete, obviously we want to use zero pressure unless you want to mess up the cream on the concrete. So we want to use zero pressure at all. None, no pressure at all. You will want to use an acid. Will remove the red stains. Something like that will remove the red stain. Will remove them. So an acid will remove those red stains from it. The next question is from, 12337 is from Kyle, and Kyle is asking, hello Jason, thank you for your insanely informational videos. You've inspired me to build a soft wash system and take my business to the next level. So I'm following your video on building a mix valve, and I wanted your opinion on choosing the mix valve. Are the GF valves really worth the cost over the Pentair valves? I only asked this because your newer video, GF seems to be only a few months old after the first one. Thank you, Kyle's detailing. So my answer to that is, give me one real second here and I'll be right back. So my answer is I'm going to show you the difference between the two valves. So this is the Pentair valve. This is the Pentair valve right here, and this is the GF valve. What you will find out on these cheaper valves is for this to turn off, you really got to crank on that pretty hard for it to turn off. Otherwise, it won't turn off. And these valves are really, they've been cracking here, and they've been cracking here, and they've been cracking here. So when you start really cranking on these, I don't like. I have this in my trailer, in my training trailer. These valves here are a solid on and off. I use these on my trailer that I just sold, and I really do like these trailers a lot better. These GF valves are definitely worth the extra $70 you got to pay for them. So they are really worth that much more. So I would really go with the GF valves for sure. All right. So we got that page done. We're down to, what are we down to? 3 pages here. I don't know if we're going to get it all done in one day, but if I get it all done, then I don't have to do this again for a while. All right. Tito, Tito, asked the question. Where is that question at? Right there. Where'd Tito at? Right there he is. I'm looking. We're at 126.22. He writes, I'm looking for insurance. Do you have recommendations here in California? I have insurance through State Farm for my car detailing business, but they don't provide insurance for pressure washing business. In California, I don't know who's going to provide it. I'm sure there's somebody. I would probably, and especially State Farm don't offer it. That's kind of weird. I would look up probably some of your local agents and see what they can do for you. I really don't know. Insurance is one of those things that I wish I knew because I can make $1 million off of the insurance. It really does get a lot of questions and that kind of thing. The next question comes from David, and David asked, what is a good way to remove old wasp and mud dauber nests from soffit, especially in hard to reach areas? And I'm going to say the best way to do it is I always try to soap them out of there when I got my soap on, because that soap and that surfactant will kind of bond around there, and I can usually knock them off that way. If that don't work, I'll use a pole and a brush and try to knock them off that way. Something along those lines there. And I just try to get them off that way. Mr. Lawn, can I get blank yard signs and spray paint my info on them with stencils? Or is that too cheap? That's too cheap. They're just going to get thrown away. Heck, I want to make signs out of pallet wood free. Again, we got to spend money to make money. You can get them through pressurewashhelp.com/get signs, and you can pay $3 a sign, and you will get, and that's pretty cheap for a sign. You can get them cheaper for the smaller ones, but I would recommend those is what I recommend. I just did a quote for 4 commercial townhouses the other day. Over $2,500 closed at $3,000. Hopefully I get it. Hope you get it too. I'm looking for a 4-gallon pressure washer. Where can I buy one online? You can go to pressurewashhelp.com/store and buy it there, and you buy me a cup of coffee. That's about it now because Amazon killed their thing. I mean, you can buy it there. You can buy it anywhere you want. Anywhere it sells pressure washers, to be honest, dude. But that's just one place that I put up there for you. The good thing about buying it online and even Amazon, if you use it and break it really fast, you can probably send it back and get your money back. The next question is from Jamie, and Jamie asked, what did Jamie ask? Right there, Jamie. iCloud. Jamie asked, hi, Jason. I have a DeWalt pressure washer with a GX270 Honda engine. Original pump was a 3.5 gallon per minute, 3,800. But I want to buy a 4 gallon, 4,000 psi and put on it instead. Will that work? Yeah, you should be able to work it that way. It should work. It should bolt right back up to it, to be honest with you, dude. Let's see. The next question is, all right. Let's see. Where did I go wrong here, Jason? There we go. All right. So the next question is from a big long one, 130. Is from James Thomas. And James Thomas asks, hey, Jason, I really love your YouTube channel. It has been invaluable to me and appreciate all the time and effort and put into your guys like myself. I live in Belfast, Northern Ireland, and I am a window cleaner, pressure washer, soft washing. Our work here is different to the U.S. in terms of size of jobs and surface shapes, sizes, climate. I have a question regarding this in marketing. Since a lot of you guys have an average ticket of, say, $300 to $700, for example, my averages here are $75 to $150. Northern Ireland is very small per population, and the estimates are on average size homes. Most gardens here would only be an average of 150 to 200 square feet of cleaning surface at their home. Because of all of this, I would like to know your opinion on Google Ads. The way I understand it, if you guys can justify paying more money for a lead because the average ticket is high, mine is a lot less. Will it work for me? Sorry for rambling. I've never reached out like this over the internet. So I don't know exactly how Google Ads work over in Ireland. I couldn't tell you one bit. Or if any, and some of that, dude, would depend on, James, some of that will depend on if you got other people bidding over there. If you don't have nobody bidding, you might be able to get stuff cheap. If you got other competition at bidding, then obviously it's going to go up. Obviously, again, I would try to get my ticket up higher. I would offer different packages, and I understand what you're saying, but again, I would just try to get my packages up higher is what I would try to do. All right, the next question is 132. I'm trying to beat through some questions, guys. I will answer your questions online for sure too. I know this is a stupid question. There is no such thing as a stupid question. The only question that is stupid is the one you didn't ask. But I accidentally bought an 8 gallon a minute J-Rod, and I have a 4 gallon a minute unit. Will it work? I believe it will. You might not get, it will work. It's just going to be a little bit goofy how it works. All right, next question is from, shoot, I'm down to 2 pages. I'm happy. Mr. Rob. Mr. Rob asked at 130. 325. Mr. Rob asked, hey, Jason. First off, I want to say thanks for all your videos and willingness to help people build their business. You've been super helpful as a newbie. Myself, I've got the awesome, simple power shot, 4 gallon, 40,000 PSI power washer. After much video watching and seriously loving the blend manifold, I was thinking of how I could bypass pre-mixing the SH and surfactant and instead doing 2 30-gallon tanks and be able to suck the SH and surfactant through the downstream out of their own tanks. Is this even possible? Keep in mind, this is all taking place out of a 5-foot bed of a tundra. I hope this message does. So this is kind of, Rob, what I was talking about, this blend manifold here. You can actually not even do a surfactant tank. I would just do a water valve and a a water valve and a soap tank one, and then just put your surfactant in there. You don't have to have, unless you're gonna do the red dye or something like that, or you want to do apple wash and you want the red pink dye, then obviously you're gonna have to do that. But I would just do it that way. So I would just do it that way. All right, let's see questions wise on guys from online. What up, guys? Hope all is well. Waiting on signs here. No calls. We'll see. Yeah. What is the best way to clean mostly brick home? It depends on how dirty it is. If you have a lot of dirt, you may need to X-jet it or a soft wash system. Downstream Injector. Usually, if you go straight bleach and throttle it down, you might get strong enough to get it, but a lot of times you're going to have to be pretty strong. I bought a nice 2-foot by 3-foot sign for friend's yard that owes me 3 months sign placement for a work I did for him. The one sign and material for the cost me $60. How much cost that proportioner? I'm assuming mixed valve, you're talking about this one. I will sell this one for, how much will you give me? I will sell it for, I got to think how much I got into it. Let's see. I'll sell it for, it'll either be $250 or $300 is what that one will be. $250 or $300. And that will include shipping. One of those two prices. All right, I got to get back over to my questions because I got a sheet and a half to go, and there's a lot of questions on here. Marnino, M-A-R, let's see, where's he at? Oh, that one is answered. All right. Let's see, Todd Turner is this one. Todd Turner asks, oh, this is a great question. Can you give me a call at your earliest convenience? I want to access some of your resources, but need your help in figuring out to go about it. I've been in business for a while and would like to talk to you first. Again, I'm going to put a link up so where people can call me. It's going to cost. I mean, it goes back to I give out a lot of free information, and in this free information, I'm just going to do it this other way of that. Now, if you want to talk to me, and for right now, you can use the $99 option in pressurewashhelp.com/training. And in there, I have a Voxer program. And in that Voxer program is something that I can talk back and forth to you, and we can video back and forth to you, and all that kind of thing. So I would tell you to go to pressurewashhelp.com/training, and in there would be your best option right there. 1 hour and 37 minutes. I forgot. All right, and then the next question goes down here to, first off, I want to thank you, and this is John. Let's see, 138.29. And John Marsh says, first off, thank you for all your content you provide. You really helped me. Laugh out loud. Forward to supporting you when I build my roof pump and got house washing. As for now, I need to build a downstream injector for a couple small jobs I have for next week. Can you point me in the right direction? And that would be, I don't think I did that one. Under here, if you go to pressurewashhelp.com/kit, you'll find the downstream injector. If you don't find it there, you can go to pressurewashhelp.com/store and you will find it in the store. All right, and then the next question is from Ryan. And Ryan, let's see, 139.28. And Ryan asked, can I pull that one up? I have a pump on my machine that is Cat 5. Can I take the current unloader off and plumb it? So this is, I don't think I have that. Actually, I want to show this of how that, as long as where the bolts screw in, that an MPT will fit into it. I don't know if it will. They're using an let me see if I can pull it up here for you all so I can show you. Copy. I'm doing this on the fly, so see if it's going to be nice to me or stupid to me. Let's see if I can go here and just dump it here. Paste. Go. All right, so what this is it's going to depend on right here where that screws into. If it's going to allow that to take an MPT, that's National Pipe Thread. So where this, right here where this bolt is actually, when you untake this, this is going to drop out. This one will drop out too. And then where that actually bolts in, as long as that thread will take an MPT thread, you will be fine. If it doesn't take an MPT thread, you will not be fine. So you just got to see what it will take and what it will not take, what you got to do. All right, I'm going to go to my next page here. And while I'm waiting on my next page, I'm actually going to go back over here and I will answer some more questions because I see some things that are coming up. Or is that the last one? I thought I had some more questions. Oh, you know what? Sweet Jesus. I'm done. So, I will come over here and answer questions, and I will get it up here. It looks like I'm trying to sell stuff and didn't even know I was going to sell stuff on this thing. All right, so I'm out of questions. That's awesome. It only took me 43 minutes or an hour and 40 minutes to go through 41 questions. Now, this is why I don't give a lot. I mean, I give a lot of stuff away, but it took me an hour and 43 minutes to get all this done. And it's not done yet because now I'm going to go and most of these people that I've read off, we're going to go and put the timestamp in there and I'm going to do it so that way I will email these people their questions back. So if you have questions, and hopefully I can get back way better than a month. Hopefully I can try to do this about once a week or something. You can go to pressurewashhelp.com/ask, and that is where all these questions came from, and I will get it back to you one way or another. This is Fran from Michigan. Oh, okay. How you doing? I set up his AdWords for him. Jason, always quote higher price first, then lower. Between $300 or $250. Works awesome when selling. Yep, you're right. I'm not a salesman. Can a walk behind surface cleaner run off a 2.8 gallon machine? Can a walk behind surface cleaner? It can. It just depends on how big of a surface cleaner you got. The rule of thumb is 1 gallon per minute for 4 inches. So you're only looking at about a 12 inch. So, a 16, 18 inch surface cleaner is going to be a lot for that surface cleaner. It is going to be a whole lot for that. So, I would just, it's one of those things that you're probably going to be way over on it at that point. Question, who's got the bigger nozzle, you or Blastaway? And this is from Blastaway. I don't know. Who's got the bigger nozzle? I do. I mean, I don't even know what nozzle you're talking about, dude, but what kind of nozzle do you got, Blastaway? What rate to upcharge for rust removal? A lot. Because if you're using anything like F9, it's $40 a gallon. So I was charging about $1.50 to $1.75 a square foot for rust removal and sealing. Put a sealer back on it. So it is a lot. And Wade Pageant puts you are actually a great salesman. And me and my wife was talking about this. Is you know, um, I I don't like. I'm not a pushy salesman at all. I very rarely ever push a lot of sales. I mean, I might say go there and find it, but I'm not like, you're missing out. If you don't go here within the next 20 minutes, you are going to miss out on the greatest opportunity. You're going to lose $1,000,000. That's not me. And in fact, when my wife helped me sending emails, we're the most nicest people, your best friends you will ever have. And that's what I try to do for sales of how I'm growing my business and that kind of thing. So that is just the way I do it. And I'm not a big sales pushy type person. Yes, I might push stuff of, this is where you can find it at. If you're going to buy it anyway, then I'm going to at least tell you where you can buy it at, and if it's my product, then more power to you. If it's not my product, buy it from them. You might buy me another Mountain Dew or a cup of coffee or Pepsi. So that is how it is. Brandon, I run a 15 creature and I want to upgrade to a 16-inch whisper wash. You probably would be all right with that. The good thing if you did that, Brandon, when you go to upgrade your pump, it'll run better next time. Again, it's not about the pressure, it's about the GPM that's cleaning. So that is what it is. So I would definitely, the thing of it is, if you do the 16-inch surface cleaner, with even the whisper wash, you're going to pay out the yin yang. They're not cheap. And being that you have a low pressure washer, don't expect a whole lot out of it. You're still going to go real slow just because you don't have a lot of GPM. So you're still going to go slow when you're pressure washing. And is it going to be 100%? It's probably not going to do no better than what you have now with the wand and all that kind of thing. You sell yourself. Hi, number one rule. Yep. Mr. Stephen Dale, if you believe in your product and service, it comes out when you're talking about it and it will sell itself. I agree 100% about that. I've seen a lot of people, and the best thing that I have is a lot of people that have taken my stuff or my course, and the ones that have come successful. Is everybody going to be successful? Well, it depends on how much action you take. If you don't take action, you're probably not going to be successful. If you just think it's just going to come and work's just going to pour in and you do nothing, it's not going to do nothing. I take a lot of action here. I mean, this week alone, I probably worked about 40 to 50 hours on my course, on my AdWords for people. I put a lot of work in for you guys. So, just lives alone, I do 2 lives. This is 3 lives. That's about 6 hours or 5-6 hours right there. I've done 2 videos. I do a lot. So I know I do a lot. So I've been looking at HOA pool concrete. Would you try to contact the HOA management company or one of the HOA board members? A lot of times it depends. The end result is probably going to come from the board or from the board members, but a lot of times the HOA people are the ones that are going to let you know. The problem with that is are they going to open pools? Which you're in, they are going to open pools down there because you're in Tennessee, so you should be fine. Go stick the attachment until I upgrade GPM, right? Yeah, I probably would. I would upgrade my pressure washer to a bigger pressure washer before I upgraded a surface cleaner. I second the want to see your predator. When doing algae removal on screen enclosures, do you charge for the square footage on both sides, inside and out? And is brushing always necessary? I never brushed them, and I just use SH and Downstream it. 16-inch surface cleaner. You need a 4 GPM. Yep, to get it to float on. You're going to drag it around, and it will be hard on you unless you get one with casters. Then it will just be going slow. Yeah, I would highly suggest you get a bigger pressure washer before I spent the $600 on a Whisper Wasp surface cleaner. But again, guys, it's been a lot of fun. I am going to have a training, in-person training in May 29th, I believe it is. If you go to pressurewashhelp.com/in-person training, you will see it there. It will be a 1-day course. I lowered the price on it because I went from a 2-day course to a 1-day course. It'll be a lot of information in 1 day, but the last couple classes, I think I can do it in a 2-day and be fine. You will still get a lot of hands-on. You won't get as much as obviously a 2-day, but it will be great way to learn and get off the ground to make sure you know what you're doing in pressure washing. I've like I said again, I've added a lot of information in here at pressurewashhelp.com/training. I'm planning to add a lot more this week. It's not organized right now. It is just me dumping all my information in it, and then I am going to organize it once I get all my information in there. I have it on a Trello board that it tells me what all I need to add in there. And so I am going to do that. I am going to be doing a training this week that some people are paying me to go out of town to do it down south. So I will be out Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I'm not going to get a lot done this week. But I am going to get some stuff done this week and put in there and dump more information in there. Again, if you would like to come to my in-person training, go to pressurewashhelp.com/in-person training, or you can go to pressurewashhelp.com/training. And in there, like I say, I'm adding a lot of stuff. I got all kinds of stuff. This will be going up May 15th. My normal rates will. May 15th will be going up. It will be going up to, like I say, it'll be going up to, it'll be $100, and then a month, and then everything will go from there. I did get a super chat from Mr. Firewater. Thank you for the super chat. What chemicals do you use for brick cleaning? So it depends on what kind of brick cleaning you're talking about. If you're just talking about just mold and that kind of thing, then obviously we're going to use SH, sodium hypochlorite, and we're going to go at a pretty strong mix if it's bad. If it's not bad, we're just going to hit it with a light mix, and we'll go from there. So if we got to hit it with a stronger mix, we're going to either use it with an X-Jet, or we're going to use it with a downstream or a roof pump and do it that way, a soft wash system. So them are the two ways that we got to do it and hit it. If we're talking about brick cleaning as in like new construction brick cleaning, then that's a whole different process. That's like acid and all kinds of crap that you got to use on that. I've never done that, so I'm not going to go down that road of telling you how to do it because I'd be BSing you, and I don't want to BS you. So I want to make sure you have good information about what I'm telling you about. So that is why I'm not going to go down that road. But it is an acid that you got to use, and it's kind of a whole new system or a whole nother system or way of cleaning that kind of stuff. But again, go check out pressurewashhelp.com/training, and in there you can find all kind of information. Thank you all for coming out and hanging out with me for 2 hours because I had to get lots of work done so that way I can have happy customers, because I wanted to have happy customers. And how do I have happy customers? By responding back to them. And what this tells me about you all is you need to talk back to people. Make sure you are following up. Make sure you are following up. Make sure you're calling customers back. Make sure you're emailing customers back. Make sure you're making sure they got the quote when, if they called you today, make sure tomorrow they got the quote. So in that, make sure that we are following up with our customers. Today, I was following up with my customers, you know. So this is very important for you all too, to follow up. I know I preach this a lot, but we have to follow up. If we don't follow up, it won't do you no good to get leads or nothing like that. Thanks for the, do you prep concrete with SH2 or soap? SH. Soap's not going to do nothing. Soap's a surfactant. SH is what's going to kill the mold and everything. What pump would you recommend for roof washing? Go over here to pressurewashhelp.com/roof parts, and there's 3 or 4 different pumps on there. There's the big 5. There's a $300 or the $200 pump, $250, and then there's the $79 Northern Tool. So there's all kinds of different videos on there. Go see Jason's roof pump build video. Oh, well, what happened there? What happened? Am I still live? I've lost everything. What happened? There we go. I don't know what happened there. That was some weird stuff right there. Really weird. Everything just went bye-bye. It's not a good feeling either. I believe it is pressurewashhelp.com/softwash system. Here, I'll get it for you. I got it over here. And that way you'll be able to see what everything is. Maybe. But again, I hope you all have a good weekend. I know you all came out here for this, but you know, go have a good weekend. Go celebrate tomorrow church on TV church, since that's all we got. I'm gonna put it in the comments here for that link is pressurewashhelp.com/softwash system, and in there I got all the videos of how to build that whole system and everything. But you can check that out. But go see TV church unless you're doing drive-through church. If you don't go to church, then that's fine too. Whatever floats your fancy. But again, hope you all have a great week. I will be on here tomorrow night at 9 o'clock Eastern. I will have a special guest on here of a person that has grown a very large gutter cleaning business. And that he got into Christmas lights, and now he is just starting out into pressure washing. It will be a great interview with him. He is, like I say, he has built a very large customer base through cleaning gutters. And he will be awesome on here tomorrow. So make sure you check that out. Come tomorrow night. And then I will have a video coming out on Monday if you missed that. So check him out, and I'll see you tomorrow night.